Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're attempting something quite challenging for me, and that's the Bounty Hunter challenge. Now what I'm going to attempt through this game is win by using only bounty contracts, which, you know, at least from my perspective, it's a challenge. I mean, this is one of several attempts that I made. Currently, the best one. Now, picking a standard location where there are many bounty targets. I quite enjoy doing bounties. They prove to be the most difficult of contracts because, you know, as you're aware, you're alerting your enemy of what you're going to be doing, that you're pursuing them. But in the meantime, you're exposed to all the other people who are on the map. Now, I picked the military base because there are a lot of bounties here, a lot of loot, a lot of weapons, and also a lot of people. Now, it's the challenge of the whole contract is that you alert the person and they know. So there are three types of players. One of them is they're just gonna start sitting and wait for you to come. Second one is they're gonna start running, and the third one, they're gonna start looking for you. Now, in that particular case, as you can see, the person is just waiting. So, you can approach people like that in different ways, but as you can see, I don't have any heartbeat sensors yet. I don't have any stun grenades. So, basically right now we just need to go for them. In my opinion, the most important part of in situations like that, especially early game, is your weapon. Now, as you can see, I'm using the M4A1, so that's quite good. Another guy. Now, in cases like that, if you can't go for the kill, just don't start shooting, because I technically saw him at the very last moment, but I was alerted mostly by his shooting, so maybe I would have, at least I wouldn't know where he is, if he didn't shoot. So he made a mistake here, not being able to kill me. Here I'm going for my second bounty. Now, the military base is quite full of people, so you can expect them from everywhere. And as you can see, they're spread all over. Now, this particular contract, it's quite difficult to handle because, I know that the player that I'm looking for is in the fire department. So they're the most difficult to handle, especially if you don't have an RPG or some kind of a grenade, because they usually cave into the tower. So you need to be careful, because in certain scenarios they might be looking and they might be waiting for you in that tower with a sniper. You don't know what he might have found in a loot box, so you need to be very careful. And I still don't have my heartbeat, so I can't be sure, but how many places he could be hiding. There are not many. Those stairs are usually a place where you can get ambushed, but I pretty much know where he is, and since the challenge is bounty, I need to go and I need to get him. So I believe the player here wasn't quite good, because any good player wouldn't be waiting for me to come up from the ladder. They'd be waiting, they'll be shooting at me while I'm on the ladder. So he here missed an opportunity. He had better weapon and he basically misplayed it quite badly. Another player here trying to corner me. So, you know, it proves how good the M4A1 is, you know. I think the player against me here was using the Uzi, but, you know, Uzi is not that good after on long range. So, another player. This is the most vulnerable position for you guys. The moment when you're getting your loot, you know, your custom loadout, you know, you need to be very careful because most people die at that time because, you know, you've been running around for 10 minutes gathering money, and at the end, you know, you just start looting and, you know, you just die. So self-revive kit, I think it's a must at that stage of the meta. Keep in mind that most of the time it's helping you against other snipers. You know, if you're having a close range combat or mid range, you know, most likely it's kind of pointless because, you know, they're gonna come and they're gonna finish you. But you never know, you know, there are many cases, you know, it can save you a game or even win you a game. Now, going for another bounty. The main advantage of doing bounties is that, you know, in many cases you could be doing a bounty and, you know, the person that you're looking for, you know, they might just get killed by someone else. So, you know, that's exactly what's happening here. It's quite good when you have that because it saves you some time to walk around. But, you know, what can you do? Now, this bounty was quite weird. You know, the person, you know, I told you, you know, there are three types of people. You know, this one just decided he will run. And he kept running and running and running. And I, you know, the biggest problem in cases like that is that, you know, while you're trying to follow your target, you know, someone is gonna kill you because you're exposed to those vast distances. And over here it's an example which, you know, was quite fortunate for me. You know, keep in mind that at that stage, you know, I'm just looking at, and, you know, I can see the blink. You know, we all know what that means. So I'm trying to snipe it here and I kill him. But, you know, this could have went the other way. I mean, this guy obviously wasn't quite good with sniping. You know, he didn't kill me, didn't one-shot me, but, you know, this could have went either way, you know, because he had the disadvantage. So in cases like that, it's very important to scope at the right moment, because you know, if the person sees you, you know, then you've lost your advantage and it's all back to square now. Here I'm not really prepared to fight this one and I'm skipping it, you know, and trying, you know, to scope him, but, you know, it's obviously not working. And the next bit is, you know, many people, you know, like that guy, you know, that I just killed, you know, they're camping around areas where you're gonna have contract. So you would think that the building is empty and you would go over there, and that's when they're gonna, you know, be killing you. Now, immediately catching this contract. Now, that contract was quite interesting because, you know, the lumber area and the quarry area, they're usually difficult. They're quite populated and people really camp over there, so it's in a disadvantage. Here I had to make a dilemma, you know, and I believe that in the early and mid game you can afford to have a weapon like M4A1, but, you know, late game you need something with a silencer, so, you know, immediately I took the MP7. Now this is not the best one because it has a thermal scope, so I need to use the side attachment, but, you know, still, you know, it's quite a decent weapon and it's gonna help me. Now, why you need a sniper, you need a silenced weapon late game is because in many situations, you know, when the circle gets smaller and smaller, that means more and more people in a certain area. You know, you might engage into a fight and they might just catch you off guard, you know, while reloading, and you know, you need to be silent so you don't pop up on the radar. Now I know where my enemy is, but I just saw that there was a rocket, so that's making it extremely difficult, because when someone is shooting at your bounty, you know, that means that they're extra careful, so probably they've caved in. And I know that there are many people over here, so if I go into the open, most likely, you know, I'm gonna die. I'm checking the area carefully, you know, just to make sure that there's absolutely nothing. It's quite a difficult situation, and you need to make the right decisions at that moment, because you don't want to be the one who's like, you know, wasting, you know, the last 20 minutes just for a, because, you know, they couldn't sit tight a little bit, or maybe wait for someone else to do the next move. Now I saw those two. That's exactly what I was telling you about. You know, you start shooting, someone else comes, and then the game is over. So what I'm expecting right now, that someone is, when the circle starts closing, you know, they're gonna start running, and you know, I can see my next target over here. Now, not enough time for a clear shot, and I'm pretty sure he saw me by now, so I've lost my advantage. And the most sensible thing now is to, you know, just retreat and change position, because I've already lost my advantage, and you know, if I stay in the same place, you know, it's most likely he's gonna kill me. Now I'm going immediately to my target, and this was a very interesting interaction, because as a matter of fact, when I'm going to storm, the mirror saved my life, and I was able to kill that guy. I'm pretty sure he's cursing me a lot, but you know, that's how it is. Portion of the shotgun was taken by the mirror, so that's why I didn't die. I should have been dead by now, by the way. But you know, it's all about a bit of a luck as well. Now, you know, this is a favorable position, and that's my enemy that I missed. It's a good clean shot. Now I'm a bit low on armor plates, but you know, I believe that, you know, it's not gonna be a problem, and you know, I'm just waiting my time. At this stage, you know, there are no more bounties in the area. You know, it's just the last 10 people, which, well, it's one of those things. You need to be careful, you need to plan, and you know, you shouldn't be rushing at that stage, because there's so many people that are gonna be waiting for you. I know that there is someone on my right, you know, because usually that's how I heard some shots from there, and you know, what I'm waiting for is just for the next circle to appear, and then I'm gonna make my move. Now, it's a good and a bad position, because at that stage, you know, someone can throw me a C4 and that's it. You know, I'm dead. But you're gonna see what happens. And that's when I need to make my move. And that's us, 2 people. Unfortunately, it didn't went the way I wanted it to be. You know, pretty much I want to believe that there was no foul play here. And I will let you decide about it.
Enemy precision airstrike. Get down.
Very good aim by him.